teacher training, RPYT, and we are going to talk about bow pose, which is the pose of the week for week 36. And bow pose is not prenatal safe because it is on the stomach. Of course, before you're showing, before you know you're pregnant, it's fine. But we're really talking about third trimester or when you're showing. We don't want to put pressure on the belly. We don't want to do any twists and turns. We'll show a modification for bow pose. So bow pose is on the stomach, lifting up. We don't want to do that pregnant. So modification can be in table and stretching like this on one side, stretching like this on the other side, which can stretch the spine and also serve as a balancing pose. So a modification for bow pose when you're pregnant can be table with an arc like this, so sort of bow on one side, and then of course you want evenness, so we'll do bow on the other side. So let us now begin our guided weekly practice, and we'll begin with a meditation. So please be comfortable. I'm gonna get comfortable myself, lose the hoodie, and grab some water if you need. We'll grab our meditation book and let us begin. So this is a guided meditation for positive self-image. Find a quiet place where you can lie down or sit comfortably. Take 3 deep breaths and exhale completely. So really focus on your breath. And when you exhale completely, try to have your exhale be longer than your inhale. So let's take a moment to breathe. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And now adding a little longer. Inhale. And when you feel comfortable, exhale. Breathe on your own count. It's important for prenatal not to restrict your breath. Only you know what is the best breathing for you. Inhale. And when you're ready, exhale. Really trying to connect the breath, fluidity between the breaths. Keep breathing deeply. Notice your hands, your fingers, the space between your fingers, your nails, and your palms. As you breathe, notice these things. Notice your feet, your toes, the space between your toes, toenails, your entire feet. Notice these feelings. Visualize a relaxing light that flows from your head to your toes and washes away any tension, making you feel relaxed. And as you breathe, imagine your exhale pushing out the tension and enabling you to feel relaxed. And just really pushing out that tension. Think about your perspective of yourself. How would you feel if you had great self-esteem, confidence, and self-acceptance? Visualize yourself feeling great about yourself. Does that feel different than how you feel? Or in line with how you feel? And just accept that image of yourself, that confident image of yourself as your true image. And how does that feel? A positive self-image does not mean perfection. It just means being proud of where you're at. It's okay to have areas that need improvement. It's all right to have things that you may want to change in yourself. A positive image or a negative image is portrayed in your self-talk. So what are sort of the words or messages you're saying to yourself? When you make positive remarks about yourself, you maintain healthy self-esteem. Contrary, if you make negative comments, you damage your self-esteem. Positive thinking is portrayed in how you treat yourself. Sometimes people change to be unique. Sometimes they also change to be similar to others to avoid standing out. There's nothing wrong with being different. There's also nothing wrong with being similar to others. Now envision yourself having a jar of pure liquid relaxation. The liquid is your favorite color. Envision yourself having a soft paintbrush as well. Visualize yourself opening the jar and dipping the brush into it. When I mention a body part, envision yourself painting it slowly and notice that part as it becomes relaxed. Your face, neck and throat, shoulders, lower and upper back, your right hand, your left hand, chest and stomach, bottoms and hips, your left thigh, then your right thigh, your left knee, then your right knee, your right and left calves, your left and right shin, your right foot and ankles, and your left foot and left ankles. You're envisioning yourself having a soft paintbrush, visualizing yourself opening this jar of pure liquid relaxation. The liquid is your favorite color, and you're dipping the paintbrush into this jar of liquid relaxation that is your favorite color, and you're slowly painting the part of your body that we're relaxing. Left foot and right foot, just slowly painting that left foot and right foot with liquid relaxation that is your favorite color in this jar that you've opened of liquid relaxation, dipping your favorite paintbrush in it and painting your right foot and your left foot, just letting it melt into relaxation. It's a visualization, and let's go for it. Imagine painting your toes, all 10 of your toes, in this liquid relaxation. Does the liquid feel cold or hot or just right? Succumb to the relaxation. Notice how your body becomes relaxed from head to toe. Become aware of any parts of your body that need extra relaxation paint. Pass some extra strokes of relaxation paint on those parts. Notice how much calmer your mind is. Now envision yourself with a positive self-image. Envision yourself as successful. Imagine yourself as confident. Imagine yourself as likable. If you held yourself in high esteem, how would you show up in your everyday life? What would you do differently if you held yourself in high esteem? Mistakes are a reminder that we are human. When you make mistakes, the purpose is to learn from them and grow every day. Offer yourself kindness and compassion when handling mistakes. Offer yourself kindness and compassion when handling your flaws. Offer yourself kindness and compassion when handling your imperfections. Take a moment to acknowledge and let go and learn from past mistakes. Let confidence, joy, and happiness grow inside of you. Now I will count backward from 3. And when I get to 1, gently open your eyes. 3, 2, 1. That concludes our meditation. So now let us continue with our practice. So we'll start with a warm-up. You can make yourself comfortable in an easy seat. Sit on a block or bolster if it feels good to you. And we'll just start with some hip circles. So for prenatal yoga, we don't want to twist or torque our torso. Don't want to lay on our stomach or be on our back too long. But we can do some hip circles and really loosen this up. There's a lot going on in the midsection for prenatal. We can also sort of do some seated cat-cows, leaning back, relaxing the neck, and forward. Inhale the arms up, exhale, lean forward, and just try to stretch out, letting the neck fall. If you feel that squishes the belly, you can grab a bolster, pillow, hoodie, and something to make space for the belly. So let's just take a moment and just sort of fold in this position, releasing the neck, the back, trying to keep the sits bones grounded. And so we're really just lengthening everything. It takes time to release, so we'll be here for a little bit, just really feeling that release. If it's too much for you, please feel free to modify. You can continue with hip circles, seated cat-cow, a neck stretch. The point is to warm up, create space where there might be tension, and release. So please feel free to modify if it's too long in one position for you. And then for those of you that really wanted to make progress in getting a very deep stretch, we'll be here for a while. Continuing to breathe, thinking of your breath as a circle with no start or no end. arms to one side. Imagining that our back is flat against a wall. If you feel tension in your neck, you can look down to the mat and then back up to release it. Giving a stretch and then relaxing the shoulder. Another stretch and relaxing the shoulder. Exhale. Inhale. Again, if you feel tension in your neck, you can look down and then look back up. Keeping your back straight, arm overhead as if your back was against a wall. Reach and relax your shoulder. Reach and relax your shoulder. So stretches side to side are okay in pregnancy. Just keep in mind that as we're expanding one side of the body, we're contracting the other. If something hurts and feels uncomfortable, then please modify. Going side to side like this, going around in the hip circles. That's not the same as twisting. So because this whole torso is in line, it's safe. Let's inhale, arms up. Let's lean forward again. But this time we'll walk our hands to one side, not twisting, but just we're keeping the whole torso together. And reach. And we'll take some breaths here. Careful not to put weight on the belly. So if you need a bolster, grab it to the extent you're not putting weight on the belly. You can lean into this. You can walk your hands up. Inhale again. Leaning forward, and this time keeping the torso square. Walk your hands to the other side. Stretching the obliques. Trying to keep the sits bones grounded while reaching. Yoga is about opposites. So while we pull our lower body back, we're pulling our upper body forward. Walking our hands up, we'll do the rainbow arms again. Seeing if now we feel a little more limber, having done the forward stretch. Rainbowing our arms to the other side. Now let's take a moment to stretch our neck. So we can do head nods, a half circle forward, on the other side. Now imagine your head is a clock, or the minute hand or the second hand. And if it feels good to you, you can use your hand to add some pressure. But just sort of go around, drop your shoulder, and just try to really stretch each sort of strand of the neck. You can give yourself some self-massage, that feels good to you. And really try to stretch the neck. You can do that on the other side. And we'll do it one more time with a little more speed. And on the other side. And now let's open up the shoulders with some heart openers. So you can stretch your arms to one side. And then the other. Bringing the hand around back to pull down and stretch. With attention to having a straight back. If your hands don't reach, you can use a yoga belt to increase the space here. So for example, with the yoga belt, so here, normally we go like this, reach around, grab your hands and do the stretch. If that doesn't work for you, then you don't need a special yoga belt. You can use any belt or rope. My advice is just don't use stretchy bands because they stretch, but basically you can pull, and then this is a way to get that same stretch. And as you get more comfortable, you can inch your hands closer together. But in the meantime, if you can't reach and you want that sensation, you can use a yoga belt or a regular belt, or just use your hands. So that's a way to use a prop to get a little deeper into that stretch. We'll do the arms on the other side in a moment. As my yoga teacher, Justin Tang, who's awesome, if you guys ever have a chance to take his class, he says you can't grow an oak tree faster by wishing it. So sometimes we just have to give things time. And we'll do this side. You can sort of help your arms sometimes get into place. Back straight. Shake it out. And we'll come to cat-cow as part of our warm-up. Stretch and stretch. You can do a little circle around one side, then the other. Coming to downward puppy, which is not really a real yoga pose, but it feels good for prenatal. Back down to child's pose, wide-legged child's pose to make space for the baby. Then rest your cheek on the other side for evenness. Coming up to downward puppy, up through cat-cow. And back to easy seat to conclude our warm-up. So hopefully everybody feels a little warm. I know I do. So we don't need the leg warmers. It's nice to wear layers so that you can keep your muscles warm and not pull a muscle. So we're just going to do our standard share method warm-up just for repetition so you guys remember it as a go-to warm-up in your toolkit that you can add on to. It's just super simple, 4 poses. Easy seat. Inhale to table. Exhale, cow. Inhale, cat. This can be done a number of times. Can also kind of like lean into one side to get those nooks and crannies. So we're play around with it, like, you know, maybe somebody has tension when they lean this way, or maybe they have tension when they lean that way, so you can sort of see what you need. We're gonna spice this up a little today with threading the needle, so we'll put an arm under. We're careful in prenatal not to do twists or turns, but you can thread the needle. Get a little shoulder stretch. Inhale, arms up, and we'll thread the needle on the other side. Getting a little shoulder stretch. Noticing if you feel different on the sides. From here to cat-cow again. Come up to standing Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. In this warm-up, we can pedal out the feet a little bit for a deeper stretch. Holding on to the shoulders, just letting the body hang. Let the neck hang. And this really just stretches the whole back body. Back is a little curved. And it's just stretching it out. Stretching the hamstrings, stretching the glutes. The whole back body gets stretched here. If it's uncomfortable for you to be upside down, you can modify with a seated forward fold. If that's uncomfortable for prenatal, you can do a wide-legged seated forward fold. And please just be safe. If you feel lightheaded, then stop and go into child's pose, drink water, modify. But for those of you who don't feel lightheaded, and in response to the comments that we got that said, make me a pretzel, Then for those of you, hang out here a little bit because stretching takes time. It's a little boring, but it's a little less boring doing it with a friend. So we'll hang out here, holding on to opposite elbows, feeling our back heavy and long. And just hanging out here till we feel our back drop a little bit and us get a little lower. Notice where you feel tension. You'll feel it in the tightest part. Notice how you feel in the release. Sometimes it can release emotions. You might feel mad or sad. Again, if it feels good to you or that's a little boring, you want to switch it up, you can go to pedal out your feet a little bit. But notice when we pedal out the feet, we're working our hamstrings deeper and we're not really working our back as much. So to really stretch out that back, we have to hold on to opposite elbows. There's a lot of back pain associated with pregnancy. And doing these releases is kind of a self-massage. Nothing here in shall be construed as medical advice. Definitely see a doctor if you have medical questions and use your own good judgment. Can continue to pedal out the feet, try to get a deeper stretch, maybe in the hip. You can experiment with rolling forward and back to see how that impacts your stretch. Maybe move the arm to your elbow to stretch the side body a little bit. You can play around with this to really get a deep stretch where you need it most. I'm going to do what I just did on the other side. This can also help for my juniors, you guys want to do handstands. So really getting comfortable like this also helps you with handstands later. Here we're getting a wrist stretch on one side. And we can step our hands under our feet and get a wrist stretch on the other side. Just surrendering. You can pedal out the feet for a little deeper stretch. On each side. And then slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, being careful to not be lightheaded. So we were upside down for a while, and then inversion, and that concludes our warm-up. So now let's take a moment and we will review Sun Salutation A, which is also a warm-up in a way, but this will be part of our main yoga flow. Inhale, arms up to upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Exhale, left leg back, right leg back. Curl toes under, up dog. Cobra. From cobra, down dog. Now let's warm up a little bit in down dog. It's our first down dog of the day, so let's walk the dog. We'll lean one foot and pedal out the feet. You can pedal out the feet in your own pace. Getting a deeper stretch. You can bend your knees if you need to get the tailbone up. And do, sorry bear, leg long, bend the knee, bring it down. You can stick your other leg up long, bend the knee for a hip stretch, bring it down. Pedaling out the legs, creating strength. Left leg in, step it forward. Right leg to match, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Arms up to upward salute. Exhale, back to Tadasana. Let's do that on the other side. Sun Salutation A, just a little review. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Exhale, step the right foot back. Step the left foot back, plank. Toes curled under, up dog, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Right knee into chest. Step it forward. Step the other one forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Inhale all the way up. Upward salute. Exhale, Tadasana. So now it is week 36. Our pose of the week is bow pose, which is not prenatal safe. We talked about how to modify that with half bow pose. And we are going to work on our Series D sequence of modified spiced up Sun Salutation A. So this is our fourth pose of 9 poses that we will use to spice up Sun Salutation Series D of the Share method. So this is each week we add on one pose to spice up our Series D. When we get all 9 poses, the sequence will be complete. We will review that complete sequence in week 42. Every week ending in a 2 is a review week where you have another sequence in your toolkit. So, Tadasana. We start with our standard Sun Salutation and we splice it in the down dog. Okay, Tadasana. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Exhale, right leg back. Left leg back, right leg back. Toes curled under, up dog. Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Now, in down dog, this is where we spice it up. So, In week 33, we did dolphin. From dolphin, we come down to sphinx. If you are in your third trimester, you can prop up your arms a little higher with blocks, or you can modify doing cow pose. From sphinx, we are doing, the next pose is locust, which is not prenatal safe. In the last class, we talked about sweeping it around and doing upward plank. From upward plank, we can come back around, and instead of bow pose, which is not prenatal safe, we can do half bow on our knees. Half bow, we come down, and that is all we're doing of the sequence at the moment. Each week we will add on a pose. The Share method has no test or quizzes, and we learn by repetition. It was a program designed for incarcerated women, at-risk and illiterate youth and women, so that they may graduate from high school, be released from custody with a vocational training degree. So it's very repetitive, and we try to simplify it so everyone can graduate feeling like a confident teacher. And we have produced many confident teachers, which I'm super proud of to be part of this. So exhale, downward dog. We're right where we left off with our sun salutation. Inhale, left leg in, step it forward, right leg to match. Forward fold, inhale, half bend, inhale all the way up, upward salute, exhale, Tadasana. Now let's do that on the other side to complete our review of the 4 poses that we've learned so far of our 9 poses of Series D of Spice Up Sun Salutation. We call it Spice Up Sun Salutation because we take a regular sun salutation, we splice it at the down dog, and we add in some poses, up to 9 poses, to create a new sequence. Okay, so let's try that again. Series D of Spiced Up Sun Salutation, A. And so we start in Tadasana. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Exhale, right leg back, left leg back. Now we're in plank. From plank, curl the toes under, up dog. Cobra. From cobra, down dog. Now this is where we get spicy. So if we think of our sun salutation as a regular salad, now we are adding the tomato of dolphin. Then we add the cucumbers of sphinx. In the 3rd trimester, if you're resting on your belly in sphinx, that's not good. So you can modify with blocks under the arms or a bolster. From sphinx, our standard Share method next pose would be locust, but that's not prenatal safe. So we come onto our backs and we do upward plank. From upward plank, we come back down to all fours, and instead of bow pose, which is not prenatal safe, we'll do half bow. From half bow, we come back up to our sun salutation as if it never happened, as if we never spiced up the salad. Right knee in, step it forward. Left leg, step it forward. Inhale, half bend, all the way up to upward salute. Exhale, Tadasana. So now let's stretch out and do a little restorative yoga and feel really good. Come onto your back. For those of you that are really pregnant that don't feel comfortable on your back, you can come onto your side. We're going to do happy baby But you can also sort of do like a half happy baby on your side. Just don't twist your torso. In happy baby, you can rock your spine here. Now it's not a twist. We can go side to side as long as this whole unit is together. And here we just take a minute to really release. Again, if you're not comfortable in your back because you're further along in your pregnancy, please modify. You can also get the benefits of the stretch doing a squat. There's many different things. So please use your own good judgment. For those of you not as far along, it takes some time to really open up the hips, the hamstrings, and so we're just going to stay in this for a while. Try to connect your sacrum with the mat. You can tuck your chin in to create length in your neck. And use your breath to let go. You can do a half happy baby to try to get a little deeper into the stretch. And on the other side. You can lift your arms up and around. Feet to the ceiling. You can bring your feet together and recline goddess. If this feels uncomfortable, like too much time on your back, you can use the blocks and bolsters to sort of be an elevated reclined goddess pose, like we've done in other classes. Inhale the arms up. You can do cactus arms to really open up the shoulders in this pose. Feeling the knees drop to the sides. And again, please get out of this pose if this is too much time on your back. You can do a seated butterfly instead. Trying to close the space between your lower back and the mat. Letting the hips peel open. There's a lot going on in this area during pregnancy, and as women, we hold a lot of tension in our hips. And so this is a way to allow gravity to help release, prepare for a childbirth and delivery. When you feel ready, you can bring your knees together. Again, we'll bring it into our chest, wide-legged pose, and we'll come to the side a little bit all together as a unit to get off of the back. Bringing the arms up and over, stretching the arm, allowing the arm to open up, and we'll do some shoulder circles as a heart opener. Supporting the neck with the arm. If your neck feels strained, then please modify, tweak this to find a comfortable position. You can do a little self-massage on your neck. And we'll just do some arm circles. You can hold it here and just really kind of open up that chest area. Let the arm hang back a little bit. You'll find your own point of tension, and as you do, if you want to leave your arm there and sort of let gravity do the work and open it up. If this hurts in any way, some people are prone to shoulder dislocation and things like that, so you really just have to listen to your own body and tweak how you want. Nothing in yoga should hurt. Yoga is more about baby steps. So if something hurts, then don't do it. It's supposed to be a gentle stretch. Just using your own body weight and gravity to really open up the underarm area, the shoulders. Creating space and length. When you feel ready, slowly come up so you're not lightheaded. And slowly at your own pace, come to the other side. And we'll do those arm circles on the other side. using the weight of gravity to create space and length. There's so many uncomfortable parts of pregnancy, but then we have to remember all the parts that you can move freely. So your arm is one of them, the extremities. And so by moving and stretching the parts that are available to you, you can find a little bit of comfort in the discomfort of pregnancy. And again, finding that point of tension and breathing into it. Keeping your back straight and just using gravity to open up that arm. Open up that shoulder, and this stretch will also help that stretch that we were doing before, where we were grabbing our opposite elbows. So this is a way to really get the shoulder turned out so that it can more effectively reach and more effectively stretch. And breathe into it. After this break of not being on our back, if you feel comfortable, we can continue on our back in the Savasana position. If that does not feel good to you, you can do a seated Savasana or an elevated one. Inhale, arms up, and let's do a Savasana in cactus. Really continuing the theme of opening up the chest. Taking a moment to sink into the mat. Bringing your knees in to have your entire spine touch the mat. And then slowly bring one leg out. Other knee in. And doing a little hip circle. And hip circle the other way. Slowly extending the leg. Bringing this other knee in. And doing the hip circle one way. Really massaging out the lower back through this. And the hip circle the other way. Feeling that lower back massage. Bringing the knees into chest. Having the sacrum point to the end of the room. The back really on the mat. You can cross your legs like it's a tea party. Grab your ankles. Massage the spine a little, rocking side to side. And really stretch this one glute through this stretch. Breathe into it and just really feel the release in your glute. Cross your legs on the other side. Grab the ankles. And now focus on the release in your other glute. You can exhale and straightening out your legs, not twisting your torso, keeping your both glutes firmly on the mat. You can just stretch this outer hip a little bit, but not twisting the torso. You can keep your hands on your hips to keep that in line. Just putting a little pressure for the hip, lower back. And you can do it on the other side. Again, not twisting. You can bring the knees wide-legged into your chest again, but wide-legged to make space for the baby. Roll up. And from this position, we'll do a forward fold. If that's uncomfortable, you can do a wide-legged forward fold to make space for the baby. Either way, in this forward fold, we can't twist with prenatal, but we can kind of lean into it a little bit to get a little bit of a deeper stretch when you need. So you can sort of pedal out the feet, lean into one side or the other to get a deeper stretch. Now doing this and holding onto your feet, or if you can't reach your feet, using any kind of belt, and it doesn't need to be a yoga belt, it could be a regular belt, but I do want to stress that a yoga belt or a regular belt are different than those stretchy bands that a lot of people use, because the stretchy bands stretch where this is firm, and you can really build muscle and strength by pulling. You can build bicep strength by working with a regular belt that you have in your closet or a yoga belt. Both of those you can build bicep strength as well as stretching. The stretchy bands are fun, but I don't use them when I teach because I don't really see the benefit. So it's, you can do a lot more with, in my opinion, you can do a lot more with a non-flexible belt or rope because it creates resistance. But there could be other uses for the stretchy band that I'm not thinking about, so please feel free to prove me wrong. I love learning, I love fitness, so feel free to comment and let me know if you think that stretchy bands are better than belts for some reason, but we use the belt here. You don't need to buy anything. I'll never try to sell you on anything unless it's our book, because I'm super proud of our students that wrote it. But everything you need is within you. We created the program for incarcerated women, so we made the program to not need any props or tools or anything, just your own willingness to optimize yourself. So here I'll bend one knee to get a little deeper into this side. We'll hang out here a minute just to really experience the benefits of the stretch. If this feels too much for you, you can always go into child's pose. You can always modify to something else. The advantage of grabbing onto your feet or a belt is that it stretches your back as well as your hamstrings. Just leaning forward and not grabbing on it to anything generally just stretches the hamstrings. Letting your elbow drop can stretch your back a little deeper. And we'll pedal out the other side if you did pedal out one side. And you can come back to both sides. Leaning forward. Trying to now take out the curve in your spine. Again, you can use the belt if you're not reaching. You can bend your knees. And this is sort of the equivalent of the half bend forward fold. Here you can pedal out your legs again. Trying to bend the elbows. Giving it a good squeeze. We'll come back to seated position, doing a little butterfly, positive image, and thinking of this positive self-esteem meditation. And one way to do positive self-talk isn't with words at all. You can do with self-massage. So in butterfly, you can read your feet like a book, peel them out, and just do a little self-massage. And that's a way to send your body a message with body language of acceptance. So we can do a little self-massage and sort of think about positive self-talk. What are ways that you can be kind to yourself, be compassionate to yourself? And if you don't have words, if you're not a word person, you know, just giving yourself, we say, oh, give yourself a pat on the back, but what if you give yourself a little shoulder massage or push a little pressure point on your foot? We'll exhale, lean forward, thinking about how we felt when we did this in the beginning of the class. Walking our hands to one side. Taking a few breaths here. Releasing. Feeling the stretch in our back. Walking our hands to the other side, and again releasing. And feeling a stretch in our back. Coming back to center. Continuing with the butterfly, but stretching one leg out. Rainbowing the arms up. Feeling the stretch in the side body. Do a little self-massage. Thinking about grounding the knee on one side, but then reaching the arm on the other side. So yoga is about opposites. You can breathe into this, feeling a release. Trying to keep your arm perpendicular, as if your back is against a wall. Really stretching the whole side body. As you exhale, stretch on the other side. Bringing our legs together, little butterfly. Exhale, stretching the side. This is also a little bit of a core exercise because you're pulling up and leaning forward. Feeling the stretch in the side body, where this part is lengthening, this part is contracting. So yoga works with opposites. Breathing into the tightness. Butterflying the legs again. Now stretching both sides. Coming forward. Feeling the evenness or unevenness and breathing through it. You can bend your elbows a bit to get a deeper stretch. You can bring your arms forward. Or have them to flex your feet, whatever feels good. Relaxing your neck, relaxing your shoulders. Breathing. You can walk your arms to one side. Again, not to twist, but just kind of keep this whole unit and just make the unit go forward for a few breaths. Inhale, come up and bring the body forward to the other side. Bring it back to center. Point the toes, roll out the ankles. Do a little hip circle to shake it all out. Excellent, excellent job, everyone. We'll come back to Sukhasana. May the light in me be the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for taking the time today. Thank you so much to our teachable customers who make it possible for us to do our vocational yoga teacher training outreach for at-risk youth and women, especially incarcerated women. Namaste.